Hey everyone, and a really big welcome to English Listening Boost. I'm ready to jump right in.
And I'm here too, ready to explore today's topic with you. Should be fun.
Definitely. Today, we're gearing up, sharpening our thoughts, and heading into the vast world of Monster Hunter Wilds.
That's right. We've sifted through a ton of info, sort of like getting detailed scouting reports from, an experienced hunter.
Exactly. Just gathering all the intel for you on this game that, well, everyone seems to be talking about. And Monster Hunter, I mean, it's more than just a game series, right? It's huge.
Oh, absolutely. Massive following, really challenging hunts, incredibly detailed worlds. It's got the lot.
And Wilds, from everything we're seeing, feels like a real step up, a big evolution.
It really does seem that way.
Okay, so let's break it down. For anyone maybe new to this, what exactly is Monster Hunter Wilds?
Well, fundamentally, it's the next big main entry in Capcom's Monster Hunter series. The hunting action game.
Right, you hunt huge monsters, explore these amazing places.
Exactly. You're a hunter, taking down these massive creatures, crafting gear from their parts, and exploring these really rich environments.
And we have a date, February 28th, 2025. That's when the hunt begins.
Yep. And here's something pretty major. It's launching on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC through Steam, all at the same time.
Simultaneously.
Wow.
That's actually a really big deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Compared to past launches.
It really is a unified launch, including PC right from the start. It shows a huge focus on the global market, right out of the gate. Very different approach for them.
And good news for everyone wanting to play with friends.
Yes. They're planning full cross-platform play.
Fantastic. So PS5, Xbox, PC, everyone can hunt together from day one. No more platform barriers for your hunting party.
Exactly. Great for the community, means everyone can jump in together right away.
Okay, so that's the when and the what. But where are we actually going? What's the setup, the story?
Right. So the game is set in this world with these constantly shifting climates, environments that feel really alive, very dynamic.
Okay. And you, the player, you're a hunter. Taking down monsters, using their materials for better gear, and sort of uncovering the world's secrets and its story as you go.
Sounds like the core loop fans love, but maybe with a bit more story focus this time. Tell us about this forbidden land.
Yes. So the story kicks off when this boy, Nada, is found near the edge of this unexplored area, the forbidden land. He's survived a monster attack, apparently, and the info he provides leads the Hunters Guild to mount this big research expedition.
And that's where we come in.
Exactly. You're part of that expedition.
Yeah.
The main goals seem to be investigating this specific, mysterious monster called the White Shadow.
Ooh, mysterious.
And also rescuing a group known as the Keepers, who got attacked out there.
Okay, so it sounds like there's a clear driving force behind the hunts this time around. Not just random quest, but a real mission.
Yeah, that's the feeling. It seems more integrated. Your actions, your hunts, they tie directly into solving these mysteries, rescuing people. It can make the whole thing feel, more connected. More purpose. I like that. I even heard a rumor they might dig into the question of why hunters actually hunt monsters.
Right. That could be fascinating. Adding a bit of philosophical depth to, hitting giant lizards with oversized hammers.
It really could add another layer.
Right.
Okay, so this forbidden land, what makes it tick? Why is it so dynamic?
Well, it's a completely new territory for the Guild, uncharted. And the main thing is how the environment itself is constantly in flux.
How so?
They've got dynamic weather, obviously, but also these larger cycles. They're calling them prosperous periods and desolate periods.
Prosperous and desolate. What does that mean in practice?
Think of it like seasons, maybe. During a prosperous period, maybe the land's thriving, resources are plentiful, maybe monsters are a bit calmer.
Okay.
Then a desolate period hits. Conditions get harsh, resources scarce. Monsters might become way more aggressive, fighting for survival.
So the same area could feel completely different depending on when you go.
Exactly. And that's on top of the more immediate, severe weather events. Like you might get huge sandstorms in the scattered sands area, really cutting down visibility.
Right.
Or maybe torrential rain in the Crimson Forest, which could even attract specific types of monsters like the wet condition.
Like a monster weather report you need to check before heading out?
Kind of. And it's not just big stuff. They mention smaller details, like seeing birds actually take shelter when it starts raining. It makes the whole ecosystem feel more believable.
That level of detail is amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, revisiting a place could offer totally different challenges, different opportunities.
Definitely. You can't just rely on memorizing patterns from one hunt. You've got to adapt to the environment and the monster. It really pushes you to explore areas again and again.
Okay, this changing world sounds incredible. But what about getting around and actually fighting? Any gameplay changes?
Oh yeah, some major ones. Probably the biggest headline is the seamless experience.
Seamless. Meaning?
Meaning basically no loading screens. Going from exploring the map to spotting a monster, fighting it, gathering resources, even accessing quests or eating a meal, it all flows together.
Whoa. No more staring at loading bars.
Yeah.
How'd they manage that?
Well, things like using your grappling hook, your slinger, while moving to gather stuff. There's an NPC, Alma, who handles quests, and she apparently follows you around in the field.
So you don't have to return to base for every little thing.
Seems like it. And they've added a portable campfire for cooking and prepping on the go.
That sounds incredibly immersive. Just keeps you in the moment, in the world.
Exactly. Keeps the flow going. Could be pretty addictive too, with fewer natural pause points.
Okay, seamlessness is huge. What else is new in the Hunter's Toolkit?
2 big combat mechanics: focus mode and wounds.
Wounds, like visible damage.
Yeah. As you keep attacking a specific monster part, a visible wound appears. This marks it as like a super vulnerable spot.
Okay.
Then you have focus mode. Activating this lets you aim much more precisely, and it highlights these wounds and other weak points.
Like a targeting system for weak spots you create.
Kind of, yeah. And landing a specific attack, a focused weak point attack on a wound, does massive damage, or can even knock the monster down.
Ah, so it's not just about hitting hard, but hitting smart. Creating those weak points, then exploiting them.
Precisely. It demands more tactical thinking. Where do you create a wound? When's the best time to use focus mode? It adds this whole strategic layer.
Does it work the same for all weapons?
Mostly, but some weapons get specific bonuses, like the Charge Blade's axe gets stronger, or the Greatsword gets finer aiming adjustments during these focused attacks. Adds nice weapon depth.
Interesting. Okay, what else? Any other big changes?
Yep, your rideable companion, the Securito, and a brand new 2-weapon system.
Securito. Like a Palamute from Rise.
Sort of, yeah. It's a creature you can ride, and it can automatically navigate to points you mark on the map.
Autopilot. Nice.
And while you're riding, you can still do stuff. Use some items, use your slinger, sharpen your weapon, recover health, even grab materials as you pass them.
That's incredibly useful for covering ground without downtime. Like a mobile command center.
It really is. But the really interesting part is the weapon carrier.
Okay.
It lets you carry a second weapon with you on hunts, a completely different one.
Wait, 2 weapons you can switch.
Yes. By mounting your Securito during the hunt, you can swap between your primary and secondary weapons.
Seriously. That changes everything.
Yeah.
Think of the tactical possibilities.
Right. You could start ranged with a bow, then swap to a hammer when the monster's down. Or maybe switch between a status weapon like poison and a pure damage weapon.
So much flexibility.
Yeah.
Adapting on the fly to how the fight is going.
Exactly. But keep in mind, it's not instant. You do have to actually mount the Securito to switch. So there's still some strategy involved in when you swap. You can't just do it mid-combo.
Still, that's a huge addition. Okay, beyond fighting, what about just exploring? Finding secrets?
Seems like they're really rewarding exploration this time. Lots of talk about finding hidden things off the main paths. Discovering monster nests, finding terrain features you can use in a fight, secret caves behind waterfalls. Classic stuff, but maybe more prevalent.
Oh, I love finding hidden caves.
Also, potential spots to set up new camps, valuable ore veins tucked away in areas like that Crimson Forest. It encourages you to really look around.
And are there new ways to get around besides the Securito?
Yeah, they mentioned wedge beetles making a return, letting you zip upwards for quick vertical movement, or maybe even surprise attacks.
Nice. Wirebugs evolved.
Sort of, yeah. And environmental things too, like water debris. Maybe you can trigger a mini flood or something to help in a hunt.
Using the environment itself as a weapon. Very cool. Finding that stuff on your own must feel great.
That's the idea, rewarding curiosity and observation.
Now, Monster Hunter can be tough, especially solo. Anything new for players who prefer to hunt alone?
Yes, they're introducing support hunters.
NPC helpers.
Exactly. AI companions who can join you on solo hunts, and they actually do stuff healing you, using flash pods, maybe stunning monsters with hammers. Makes it feel more like a team effort, even alone.
That sounds like a fantastic feature for making it more accessible without, dumbing down the core challenge.
Right. And importantly, they're optional. If you want the pure solo challenge, you can go without them.
And for group play.
Still the classic 4-player online co-op, of course. And like we said, the big news is that cross-platform play. everyone together.
Always better with friends when facing something enormous and angry. Okay, we've talked gameplay, world.
Yeah.
What about the story and characters?
Yeah.
I mentioned a deeper narrative.
Yeah, it seems like they're putting more effort into that. The player character, your hunter, apparently has more personality this time, maybe even some dialogue.
Our hunter actually speaks. That's new.
Could make you feel more connected to your character's journey rather than just being a silent protagonist. And yeah, potentially exploring that why do we hunt theme.
It could definitely pull in people who like a good story along with their action.
Exactly. Appeal to RPG fans as well as the action crowd.
Right. Now, the big one for long-term players, the end game. Is there going to be enough content to keep us hunting for hundreds of hours like we always do?
Early signs point to yes. People with early access are saying things like, couldn't explore it all in 50 hours, and that the real game starts when you hit the high-rank environment.
50 hours just scratches the surface. Okay, that sounds promising.
The expectation is this high-rank environment will be the core endgame loop. Maybe something like the Guiding Lands from Iceborne, if you played that.
Ah, okay. More free-form dynamic.
Seems like it. Less about fixed quests, more about reacting to what the environment and the monsters are doing.
Yeah.
Constant exploration, challenging hunts, trying to minimize pure grinding.
And presumably that's where you get the best gear, the rare decorations.
Absolutely. Tons of customization, crafting the ultimate sets, that whole rewarding endgame loop Monster Hunter is known for.
Music to a hunter's ears. Okay, it all sounds incredibly exciting. But are there any potential challenges, things players might struggle with?
Well, yes. A few things. First, getting good with that new focus mode and wounds system. It's a change.
Right, it's more tactical.
Yeah.
Need to learn new habits.
Exactly. It's not just about raw skill, but about understanding how to create those openings and exploit them precisely. There'll be a learning curve, for sure. Enjoyment might really depend on embracing that system.
Makes sense. What else?
The skill system changes. That could throw veterans for a loop initially.
How so?
Skills being tied more directly to weapons, armor providing other types, maybe decoration slots working differently. It's a significant overhaul to build crafting.
Like when they changed armor skills before. Took some adjusting.
Exactly. It might feel a bit weird at first, maybe limited early on, but it might be linked to that two-weapon system, maybe making builds more intuitive in the long run. We'll see.
Okay, new combat, new skill system.
Yeah.
What about the actual monsters? Still gonna be tough.
Oh, absolutely. They mention a new monster, Nuegdra, requires totally new tactics. And expect later monsters, especially high-rank ones, to be way more aggressive, have tricky new moves.
Good. Need that challenge.
And get this. Some monsters might even be able to heal the wounds you create.
Heal them? Oh, come on. That adds another layer of pressure.
Definitely keeps you on your toes. And finally, just the nature of that high-rank environment endgame. It sounds unpredictable.
Random spawns, changing conditions.
Yeah, you have to adapt to what the environment throws at you rather than controlling it. Needs quick thinking, good item use, real tactical flexibility.
So be prepared to improvise, adapt, overcome. Sounds very Monster Hunter. Okay, putting it all together. Who is this game really for?
It feels like they're casting a really wide net, actually.
Yeah.
For series fans, it's clearly an evolution. Familiar core, but lots of fresh ideas. For general action game players, the deep combat and challenge are there.
And for newcomers.
It seems more accessible. Those support hunters help solo players, the seamless flow might be less intimidating, and the clearer story gives more direction.
So basically, everyone who likes hunting giant monsters.
Pretty much. They seem to be aiming for the ultimate hunting experience, trying to bring everyone into the fold with this dynamic world, strategic combat, and that immersive, seamless flow.
Sounds like they want this to be the Monster Hunter game for everyone. Well, that was a seriously deep dive. We've covered basically everything we know so far. The world, the story, the new gameplay stuff, the potential challenges, who it's aimed at.
Yeah, it sounds like it has huge potential, the combination of that living world, the new mechanics, the story focus. It could be really special.
Absolutely. So here's something for all you listening to think about. With these dynamic environments constantly changing things up and that new two-weapon system letting you switch tactics, what kind of crazy, unexpected hunting strategies do you think players are going to come up with?
Ooh, that's a good question. The potential for player creativity seems massive this time around. It'll be fascinating to see what emerges.
It really will. Okay, thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive into Monster Hunter Wilds. Hope you found it useful and maybe got you even more excited for the hunt.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Until next time.